You wanted to talk?
Yeah, I just kind of wanted to ask about what happened between us.
What do you mean?
I mean, I'm just really confused because you said that you wanted to take a break from hanging out, and you implied that would be temporary, and you just never spoke to me again, and you never responded to my last text, so you just kind of left me hanging there.
I mean, I told you I didn't want to hang out with you.
Yeah, I know, but I didn't know you meant, like, permanently. Look, I just don't know what I did that was so wrong that it warranted ending our friendship.
It wasn't just you. I mean, it was you, in terms of you bailing our plans and generally not giving me the time of day.
You know, I'm sorry. I was just in a really weird place when Will and I broke up,
I know. And I wanted to be there for you, but you shut me out.
I know. I'm sorry. It's not easy for me to talk about that stuff, and I don't know, it bummed me out to think about it, and I knew that we were going to have to talk about it when we hung out, so...
We didn't have to talk about it if you didn't want to. That's not an excuse to just not hang out with me.
I know. I'm sorry, Blair.
Honestly, I feel like you just got new friends and put me on the back burner and then expected that I would wait patiently for you there while you tried out your cool new friends who were into cool new things, and like, you abandoned me.
What? I abandoned you? You're the one who stopped talking to me.
Yes, I did, and I'm not sorry for it because I wasn't about to watch myself get fucked over by someone who's my so-called best friend.
I wasn't fucking you over, okay? I made new friends. And I'm sorry that it can't be all about you, but I'm allowed to have other friends.
It's not all about me. Why are you incapable of accepting responsibility? Like, I don't care that you got new friends. I don't care how many friends you have, okay? I care that the minute you got new friends, our friendship took a back seat. I care that you never once called to check in on me while you were away, except for when Will broke up with you. And I care that I put all this effort into our relationship, and then you go and treat me like I'm some burden that you have an obligation to? It's not okay to treat someone like that.
I called you about Will because I needed you to be there for me. I chose to confide in you about him. Does that not show that you're important to me?
That's not the point.
Don't yell!
You're yelling.
Oh my God.
I'm asking you why you won't accept responsibility for what you did.
For what? What did I do?
For being a shitty friend. Jesus, dude. Like, it's like we're speaking two different languages. I don't know how we could ever reconcile if you don't take some responsibility for your own actions.
You know, you are acting so holier than thou, Blair, but you're not perfect either. I mean, it's not like you're this amazing person who's just never done anything wrong and can just sit on her high horse judging people.
Do you want to know how I know you've been a shitty friend? Because I've been the shitty friend before, okay? I've been the person that ditches their better friend for the better opportunity. I've been the person that was so obsessed with looking cool and acting cool and doing the coolest thing that I wasn't even looking 10 feet in front of me. I didn't bother to preserve the solid relationships I had with friends who accepted me, who loved me, who stayed my friend, because I thought, selfishly, well, they love me, so I can act however I want, they're not gonna leave. but that's not true. The people closest to me offered me security and love, and I hurt them because of it. And I hated myself for it. I really did. I hated myself. But it was like I couldn't stop. I couldn't stop being a shitty friend. I mean, I would hurt my friend, they'd forgive me, and I'd hurt them all over again. And it was abusive. And maybe you're scared to take responsibility. I get that. I get that. It's not easy to look in the mirror and see something there that wasn't what you thought. Because taking responsibility would mean that you've done something to hurt someone. You know, make it real. And maybe that's just too much for you to face right now. But I can tell you this, if you don't face that, and accept that you did a hurtful thing, you're just gonna keep hurting people. If any of this sounds familiar to you at all, please accept some responsibility.
If you were supposed to be my better friend, then why didn't you stay?
Marie, if I did that to you, would you have stayed my friend?
Yeah, I think I would have. Isn't that what acceptance is? Staying with someone, even when you don't like what they're doing, loving them unconditionally.
I was never obliged to accept you. And no, I don't think that's what acceptance is. Acceptance is seeing someone's bad traits and not turning away. And, you know, acceptance is seeing the ugliest parts of someone and being judgment-free.
Then what's the point of us being friends in the first place if you didn't accept me unconditionally? I mean, what's the point of having a relationship at all if there's the possibility that one person can just leave at any time if the other person isn't perfectly meeting their expectations? I mean, it doesn't feel safe to be in a relationship like that.
I don't judge you. I don't judge you for how you choose to be or what you did. I didn't end our friendship out of judgment.
If you didn't judge me, then why did you leave me?
Our relationship wasn't good for me anymore. And, you know, my trust in you was broken. And now, our relationship was no longer mutually beneficial.
That sounds so selfish, Blair. I mean, come on. Things aren't working out for you, so you just throw them away? A relationship isn't benefiting you 100% of the time, so you just leave. I mean, doesn't that seem like a transactional way of looking at it and like really unempathetic?
I don't think it is. I actually think it's quite empathetic because in a relationship, if it's not good for one of us, it's not good for either of us. And so ending this relationship probably benefited us both in some ways. Because if I had stayed in this relationship, in this friendship, out of unconditional love or loyalty or whatever, I don't know, which, by the way, I don't agree with, I would have been miserable, and in turn, I probably wouldn't have been a very good friend to you. I don't judge you. I think in my relationships, there needs to be trust. I need to trust that I can rely on you to keep our plans when you commit to them, and I need to trust that you can be transparent with me about your feelings. And I lost my trust in you. And that, in my definition, is a much more precarious relationship. And I'm okay with being selfish if it means that I can have relationships with people that are trustworthy and that are good for both of us.
Well, I don't know if I agree with all of that.
Do you feel like I abandoned you?
Yeah, I do. You cut me off completely. I think that qualifies as abandonment.
It's funny because in our friendship, I felt like you were starting to abandon me.
I didn't know that.
I know. I know you didn't. Hurts to feel abandoned by someone you love.
Yeah, it does. Do you think there's a chance we could ever be friends again?
I don't think I want that. Because I don't think we're as compatible as we were, when we first met. And I don't know, it would be cruel to both of us to try and preserve this relationship out of nostalgia for what we once had.
Well, you enjoyed being my friend at one point, though, right?
Yeah, of course I did. I wouldn't have been friends with you if I hated you. I don't hate you now.
I don't hate you either.